Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.3 preview playthrough as the Corporate Sector Authority. In the last few episodes, we've been working our way through the core here to become the Corporate Sector Authority. And this is all being recorded live on our Twitch live stream. There's a link to that in the description if you want to catch the live recordings. They are being done on Monday and Thursday until this LP is done. But yeah, so starting off with a pun. Chat's recording, yes, so you can see all the booing. Thanks, Porto. What I'd like to start off with today is... I'd ideally like to take a Travis, if we can, because this fleet is now, after its retreat from Endor, being sent back here. So we can either do a Travis or I2, because this seems like it was just taken by the PA, so that'd be pretty undefended. So maybe we'll do that. We'll also send the fleet into a Travis just to see what's there. But there we go.
Star Destroyer reporting in. Heading out.
I missed the music. I wish I could hear the music when I'm recording. I guess I could always just play the same soundtrack in the background, then just not edit it in later.
Tactical battle imminent.
Why are you doing this to me? Alright, if we retreat, then we can defend on ground against the PA. Okay.
Moving out.
Preparing for jump to light speed.
The Pentastar alignment is pretty well done, except for the giant fleet with Cisco and everything. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put on the Old Republic soundtrack. Sorry. You're going to have to listen to me typing for a second. It was just so calming with the... Jesus, that is less calming. The stream last night. There.
Tactical battle imminent.
Hopefully that's an acceptable volume level now.
Enemy forces ahead.
Might be a little bit loud. That's definitely a little bit loud. Nudging. Eh.
Firing. Moving. We have been defeated.
Damn. That's gonna be a rough one too.
Construction complete.
I guess we'll have to get yellow sign over here.
Advancing.
Okay, Proton Star, Heaven's Fence, Lord Hoth's Resolve, Space Devil can come back. Porto has the best puns ever. Ooh woo. There. Yeah, if there's anyone who hasn't watched the Edge of the Empire playthrough we've been doing, which is a Star Wars tabletop game with me, Evil Bob the Bob, Kalo, Sleverd, and Inertial, it's been a lot of fun to record, so might be worth checking out. It's every other week.
We've located the enemy.
Okay, no HV gunning that.
Cruiser here.
They have the Valaduja, but we have a lot of stuff that can kill the Valaduja. So Shield Scar,
Reinforcements en route.
Fury,
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements
Prinsbane, Wraith.
Reinforcements en route.
But
Reinforcements.
please don't shoot me.
Reinforcements
And is this
en
Great's
route.
Honor? Okay, yeah. So we have a lot of Gozantis for anti-fighter here.
Reinforcements en route.
Navigating to coordinates.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Flank speed.
Yes, sir. On the way. Heading out.
Excellent shot.
Okay, you're gonna hit them.
Coming back around for another run.
I'm gonna move you back.
Cruiser
TIE
reporting.
squadron here. For the Empire.
I guess you can move back too, since that's what you're already doing.
Commencing attack run. Changing course to intercept. Getting a lock. Acquiring.
We don't have any, or we don't have enough skip rays. We have 3 squadrons of them.
Starting attack position.
Locking on. Advancing on target.
We'll get the shields back on you before bad things happen. You're gonna have to kill these TIE Punishers.
Awaiting command.
I'm on them. Stay in formation.
When's the next community match? I'm not sure when the next community match is actually going to be able to be.
Priority is the laser cams.
The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy, busier than usual for me,
All fighters.
because I'm working to get this and the community challenge recorded all the way through. So this is just going to be streamed, so that's not as big of a deal. But the community challenge I'm going to try to record ahead of time up until the end. Because I also need to work on getting the lore channel launched. So I'm trying to trying to write, do all the editing and record for 3 videos before the launch week. And then I'm going to turn that into once a week. And I'm also trying to get the mod ready for the playthroughs in ICW with the what should be the last 2.3 preview for the Empire, which will start in the next couple weeks, as well as the Fall of the Republic stuff to get ready for the next Fall of the Republic, or the first Fall of the Republic preview, which may or may not involve Shaq in some way. So it'll probably be after that.
Navigating to coordinates.
Plus, I've got to do some design work for a friend for some of her the master's thesis stuff.
I'm running out of maneuvers. Going for their lasers.
TIE squadron.
But yeah, so once all that stuff starts to get out of the way, I'll be able to go back to a more regular streaming schedule with some more variety in it, including the community matches.
I'm getting torn apart.
Intercepting. I'm on them.
At your
Stay in
command.
formation.
Our launch bay has been destroyed.
Gladiator at your command.
You guys are gonna have to come down and help.
The Star Destroyer reporting.
Can I get you moving fast and far enough to not die? I don't think I can, but
They've got us targeted.
we're almost through the shields with that.
Target locked.
Our primary
Oh, I guess you're going that way now.
Our shields are down. We've lost our turbo lasers. Ready for battle.
I got it.
Active.
That's unavoidable. HV gun is HV gun.
I'm on them. Coming around.
Reporting in, sir.
Go after the
Gladiator at your command.
I've got them in my sights. Enemies in range.
Well, it wouldn't be a multiplayer preview with Shaq. It would be, we'd each be doing a faction and we'd be playing through simultaneously. So he'd have a Republic playthrough going on while I'm doing the CIS.
Reporting in, sir.
Uh,
Destroy those laser cannons.
multiplayer is not a great way to showcase mod features because we can't do any sort of story scripting, and multiplayer GCs are entirely unstable, and like I tried to do it with Legion that time, and it's not multiplayer for EAW with GC. It's just really fucking bad.
Down.
There's basically nothing you can do to mod it, and as far as like actual feature changes,
Coordinates.
you can't effectively save it. You can't play for a while without desyncing. It's just frustrating to deal with. Which is why we only have a couple maps, or one map, and then if we do other ones, they have to be fairly simple.
Iron cannons.
Back around for another run.
Got like 2 battles going on at once here.
Locked.
What do I use to record and stream? I use OBS. If you mean the program.
Ready to blow something up. Open fire.
Alright, skip raising going to send after the station, or the shipyard now.
Excellent shot.
Gladiator at your command.
Move you back.
Direct fire on the engines. Our primary target is those iron
Gladiator Star Destroyer
Where'd
reporting.
he come from?
Gladiators are all done for.
cannons
We can get all our Gozanti. I'm going to send the Gozantis to help over here. Speed things along.
Intercepting. Locking on.
Well, skirmish matches in MP are something that could definitely happen with other YouTubers if they're interested. But right now I'm more just talking about... Oh, these aren't Gozantis at all.
Cruiser here.
But
Frequency open.
as far as series go, then
Destroying lasers.
Let's get moving.
at least as far as primary series, preview series go, then I wouldn't do MP. I might try another thing again, like what we tried with Legion, and see if we're able to get it to go anywywhere. But it's not really a priority because it's so unreliable.
Draw their fire. Stay in formation.
But like if Gull or Shaq or Eckhart wanted to do some MP, then I'd be down for that.
Hit the ion cannon banks. Someone cover me.
The whole dual playthrough thing, it does depend on Shaq's schedule as well,
I'm not paid enough for
because he's a busy guy and he's already doing an MP or an EAW playthrough.
Target is those iron cannons.
Awaiting orders.
Where's the target?
Formation.
I'm running out of maneuvers. Get over here and help. The lasers are our target.
I'm under attack.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
I'm losing my engine.
Mm.
Ready for duty. The ion cannons are our primary target.
Sir, I'm getting
Those
torn
torpedo
apart.
launchers must be destroyed.
Time to go. Have them now. I'm hit. Attacking target. They've got us targeted. I'm in a tight spot.
The shields aren't holding.
Okay,
Roger that.
can we kill this stuff before all of our stuff dies?
The launch bay is gone. Disabling their ion.
Gozanti over here.
Firing on the ion cannons.
How about a little help? Fire at will. Can anyone else see him? How about some action? Ready to receive orders. Where are you?
Take out the ion cannons.
Was? Okay. I'm pretty far behind on that stuff, so...
Awaiting orders.
I can't take another hit like that.
Oh, come on! You were leaving! Why you gotta be like that?
Sitting around. Someone cover me.
Yeah, I'd probably end up finishing first, because I do EAW more often than he does. Like, I'd probably be doing more episodes a week in the first place, just even aside from how quickly we'd actually be playing within that time.
In production.
So I'd probably end up starting a Republic one afterwards as well. But
Vehicle in production.
it'd all be there. The idea would be more that we start at the same time, so that
Cruiser reporting.
as far as previews go, then you can see the Republic and CIS at the same time. So instead of me running two playthroughs at once, he gets something new to show off. Everyone gets to see everything at once, and it redirects some people back to mine as well. So it works out well for everyone.
Reporting. Choose your reinforcements.
Order acknowledged. Heading out.
I wouldn't say Shaq is bad at RTSs. Like, when he's playing, he's generally more of a role player as far as his style of commentary and everything.
Yes, sir.
So he's usually putting a lot more focus into that, especially when he's streaming. He also has to watch the chat. It's a lot more difficult to multitask than you'd think when you're trying to speak for like an hour straight while recording. Not always about what's going on necessarily on screen, so there's some stuff that you're missing out on with that. And so he'd probably be, first off, just a better player if not having to focus on
Engines
17
activated.
things at once. But he's also usually trying, like, he'd be playing the stuff. Usually,
Roger that.
his experience with the game is what you're seeing on screen. So,
At the ready. Ready
if
to
you're
receive
watching,
orders.
you have all the experience he does, plus your own experience from playing. So you're probably more familiar with the mechanics. And
Comlink active.
just generally, it's easier to notice mistakes when it's someone else making them.
Secondary position.
Like, even if you watch esports,
Roger that.
then you can see half the decisions people make. It's like, oh, why are you doing that? That's clearly stupid. But they're obviously not bad at the game. So I think
Awaiting orders.
he gets
Squadron moving out.
a bit more of a bad rap than he actually deserves as far as just game skill. And really, when it comes down to it,
Copy.
if he's
Last
playing
receipt.
RTS games and making as much money as he probably is he really doing it wrong? Or is he better than all of us at it?
Command received. Right away. I copy. Moving out. Reporting.
If you see the donations that guy gets on streams, like,
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander. Heading out. Ready.
arguably, he's the only one playing Empire War correctly.
Destination ahead. Let's move out. Let's go. Keep going. This way. Over there. Engines activated. Receiving orders. As you wish. Lancet standing by. Aerial artillery reporting. Squadron moving out. Ready for orders. Attacking.
Like, there's another YouTuber I watched named Shady Penguin,
Receive orders.
who he mostly does Pokemon stuff, but he also does some Zelda stuff now and just some other
Engaging.
assorted stuff. And I was watching his Breath of the Wild playthrough, and I was seeing some of the stuff he's doing. It's like, no, obviously, Shady, you have to be doing this. And then eventually, after 10 minutes of messing around with whatever else he was doing, he'd go and try that thing I was thinking was the obvious solution, and then it wouldn't work. So
Reporting.
if there's got to be a lot of situations where you're watching a YouTuber and they're doing something, it's like, oh, this is clearly a dumb idea. If he did it this way, it would be the best thing ever. It would just clearly win them the game.
Copy.
But
I have
you
the
don't always
target.
have the benefit of seeing how your idea would actually work out in that situation. Like, when you're watching playthroughs, you have the luxury of
Reinforcements canceled.
never being proven wrong.
Total unit capacity.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Heading for attack position. Yes, Commander. Heading out. Attack.
Should play Breath of the... I will be playing Breath of the Wild at some point.
Ready. Fire.
That's one of the things I want to get back to when I can stream like a normal person again. I guess normal people don't stream. My life has become so warped by the internet.
Destination ahead. Aerial artillery reporting. Ready for orders. Open fire. Attack the target. At the ready.
I have an Elgato Spinwalker. It's
Ready to receive orders.
an external capture card type thing. That's how I do the Jackbox streams on Sundays. Those are all streamed from my Switch. I have Jackbox Party Pack for Switch.
Warm up. Let's move out. Awaiting order. Let's go. Keep going. Copy. This way. I copy. Reporting.
What I meant to say there was stream like a normal streamer, but instead I said normal person, which is...
Bombing
Skipway
run
blast boat
available.
here.
Commencing
Am I gonna get the new Pokemon? Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been able to actually get or play a new Pokemon generation in a long time because I never got a DS. So I played some like ROMs of some of them, but not for very long. But when Sword and Shield come out, I am 100% buying them, and I am going to stream the entire thing. Because before I started Corey Loses, I was gonna start a channel, just for fun, and it was just going to be playing Pokemon games. I even looked into what I would need to do to buy a DS and capture card and everything. It was just so expensive, and I was working at McDonald's at the time, so I just come home from work and do a bit of modding and go to sleep. So I ended up not doing it, but I will absolutely be playing Sword and Shield. Unfold Rose, Aggressive Negotiations, Men of Harlech. We have... No, there's nothing. Unrepentant. Serenity. I was going to look for any Gozantes for Anti-Fighter, but... It's my axe. Requesson. Get some Fall of the Republic battles going on here, sort of.
Fighters on me. Nowhere to run. Get over here, hell.
Use the laser cannons.
Yeah, we have Dreadnoughts. Regular Dreadnoughts. Invincible. I keep forgetting we're starting to get units that aren't just the patron units now. We can afford units.
I'm on them. Stay in formation. Eliminating target.
Opening fire on the torpedo launchers.
Heavy cruiser standing
Fire for
by.
maximum effect.
The enemy has been defeated.
Like, a good deal of what I watch on YouTube when I'm just
Aborted.
watching stuff before I started watching Critical Role, and that's all I've done for the last
Star Destroyer.
probably month, was it primarily Pokemon playthroughs, Nuzlocke specifically. So, all right, let's put these guys back in this fleet, and we'll see if we can take Bosavis.
Construction complete.
Because then we can send this ground force up through there.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff. It doesn't seem like there's anything especially big there, so maybe not. No, Sword and Shield's a
Enemy
new
has been spotted.
region based on the UK, or it might just specifically be based on England. I'm not sure, but it's definitely at least England
Choose your reinforcements.
that it's based on. Possibly more UK. Do they have an interdictor here? Yes, they do. I don't think we can win this with just what we have.
Reinforcements canceled.
I think we'll need more
Orders,
stuff.
sir.
And they're just gonna... Sorry, yellow sign.
Reporting.
They're gonna interdict if I try to retreat.
We're drawing their fire. No good. I can't maneuver.
We have been defeated.
Well, this fleet could probably do it.
Tactical battle imminent.
Transitory mists. I didn't build like a values or anything like
Lost.
that.
Assault frigate here.
These guys should be good to go and reclaim that. And then they can sit there. Alright, we're just swapping these fleets.
Enemy unit sighted.
But anywho, I just finished today some of the era reworking, which should mostly work now. So for the era selection.
Reinforcements.
There's some
en
other
route.
changes to errors that I'd like to make, but I don't know if those will be done for 2.3.
Reinforcements en route.
Destination
That should at least all
confirmed.
work, so we can
We're on our way.
start testing soon enough.
Roger that.
Choose your reinforcements.
Yes, sir. On the way.
I've also started recording some of the stats for rate of turn and movement speed, because that's going to be edited next. Range has already been done, for the most part. At least getting the starting points for that. Range is done. Accuracy will be after that. So there's going to be some fairly broad changes to help make units feel a little bit more unique and help them fill different niches, rather than just being blocks of weapon stats
Pressing the attack.
slightly vary between things.
I have them now. I'm on. Frigate reporting.
Which one was yours, Asterix?
System control achieved.
Right, that's reclaimed.
Enemy fleet approaching.
Star destroyer reporting
Tactical
in.
battle imminent.
Enemy fleet approaching where? Travis? Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
Beginning construction.
We're gonna move this stuff away. It's too bad they didn't move the Belsavis fleet to do that.
Look, sir, it's them.
Wait for the full 3 hours? Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere between 2 and 3 hours.
Ion cannon firing.
We're going for 3 episodes. Right, Unfurled Rose. Okay, level 1, so yeah, let's send it in
en
there.
route.
Regular Invincible,
Reinforcements en route.
Aggressive
Reinforcements
Negotiations.
en route.
Ready.
Then we'll help with Defiler with Men of Harlech,
Reinforcements en route.
a Dreadnought, Recroissant, Melody's Pride, Jump Gate, Indefatigable, Relane. Actually, no. Do we have a Bulwark 3? We do. That would be Serenity.
Falling out of formation. Targeting. Our target priority is the laser. A little help? Draw their fire.
Deck Collector. Deck Collector was in.
Reporting.
Was the MTC that just died in the last battle.
The lasers are batteries online.
Can you explain a bit about the mod? I'm not that familiar with it in this part of the expanded universe. Yeah, so it takes place after Endor, so after the Empire has sort of collapsed into a bunch of different successor states. And in the mod you can play as most of the bigger ones of that, as well as some of the smaller powers at the time, so stuff like the Corporate Sector Authority is being added in this release. That's the faction we're looking at right now. This is a preview playthrough for them. And you can also play as the New Republic, the Empire of the Hand, which was an empire set up by Thrawn during the time of the Empire, but also expanded a lot after that. We basically try to take the approach of, if you've ever played anything like Europa Universalis or Total War, where you can play as many of the major groups, or as many as the galactic factions as possible. And we work a bunch of mechanics around that. We have a different kind of tech level system called the Air system, where the map setup, where the unit availability, where the heroes are all determined based on what part of the timeline you're playing in. So there's a lot of stuff that's worked in from the lower end that way, including some mission lines, and some flavor text stuff as well, all that kind of thing.
Ion cannon firing.
I'm under attack. Initiating attack. I'm getting torn apart. The launch pad.
Out there attacking the station.
Ready for battle.
Okay, you're gonna move back.
They've got us targeted. Primary target is those iron. Shoot them down. How about a little help? Where's our cover? Ready.
Yeah.
Can anyone else see him?
So there's a bunch of other reworked mechanics and added mechanics. There's like single unit retreat is an ability that we put in with the last release, which lets you jump out individual units if they have the ability. Micro jumps. There's three-way battles with raid fleets, which are currently not enabled in this playthrough, but They're one of the more major changes that kind of impacts how you play.
He come from? I have them. I'm hit. This is bad. Enemies in range.
Yeah, I miss playing Total War. I haven't done it in a while.
I'm not paid enough for
Choose
this.
your reinforcements.
Alright, Repentant, Visible Hand. Okay, so I'd like to bring in Visible Hand next.
Reporting in. Target locked. I'm running out of maneuvers.
You're really not helping.
Can anyone else see him? Where are you? Eliminating target.
Nope.
I can't take
Just getting you to circle around.
I'm losing my engine. Someone cover me.
Another thing I've done in the last couple days is there's a couple more changes to the economy.
Shoot him down. Roger that.
So I've made it so that these trade stations give you about the same bonus as a mine would currently. And there's going to be more reworks to the economy with 2.3 and 2.4, or 2.4 rather. This is 2.3. So they're a bit more useful, but now you can only get 2 mining facilities on a planet. Because the trade ports weren't really doing much for anyone in 2.2. You wouldn't get enough money out of them to ever really feel much of an impact. Now they're a bit more impactful, and especially for the AI, it's helpful because they save the extra slot on some of their planets. So they can use that more towards production, and players can too as well. Obviously. Redundant.
Fire at will.
The corporate sector looks like it has some ships of the CIS. What's up with that? So the corporate sector was actually sold a lot of the CIS assets after the war ended. So a good bit of the stuff that was decommissioned and taken from those corporations by the Empire. So, as well as some victories, they basically were a Clone Wars surplus faction early on, and there are a few things they had of their own. Yeah, the Invincible is about 2,000 meters, so it's probably a little bit oversized right now. Bulwark 3 is 2,500 meters, so it's about right. The Luke Relic might be a little bit small right now too, but they are fairly large, but they're also fairly old for the most part. Alright, we can bring in Visible Hand now.
They've got us targeted.
And we can also bring in Unrepentant.
Torn apart.
Ties reporting in.
Okay, Z95s come up there.
Let's get moving. They're all ours.
Orders, sir. Ready for command, sir.
Form up. Bombs away. Target locked. Where's the target?
Yeah, you guys can go and destroy that shipyard.
Eliminating target.
Direct fire at their laser cannons.
Attack formation.
Awaiting orders. Bombs deployed. Weapons armed.
There we go. Should probably do a check on the
The lasers are our target.
galactic stats
Can anyone else see him?
pretty soon after this if we can.
Shoot him down.
Open fire.
Not immediately because it won't have updated right away.
Ready for battle.
Time to go.
I'd like to see what sort of dent we've made in the Republic.
Hey.
Waiting
I
order.
can't take another hit like that. Where's our
All fire
cover?
on those ion cannons.
Someone cover me.
Direct all fire on the
Fighters
shield
on me.
generator.
Where'd he come from? Get over here and help.
Yeah, Rogue's done a good job with them. The one thing is just that they're older assets that he's making them out of.
How about some action?
So it'd be nice if... What I'd really like to have is one person on the team who is just working on art assets for props. That would definitely help
What's with all this sitting around?
bring up that quality a lot faster.
Advancing on target. Warm up.
Alright, though.
I'm under attack. position. I'm hit.
You ever think of having a trade fleet that you get at the start of a GC that you sit over a planet, gens income, and if you move it between planets, you get a bigger boost, longer travels? That wouldn't really be feasible, something that tracks that much movement, and it would be kind of annoying for people to have to deal with. The most you can really do is have, without being like huge amount of Lua overhead, which would cause a lot of galactic lag, would be something where it's just a ship that you park over a planet and then it generates income like that. Like what Phoenix Rising has with its freighters.
Can't take another hit like that.
I copy.
Someone cover me. I got fighters on me. Get over here and help. I'm under attack. I'm hit.
Instead, we're having it so that like we're working on something through Lua to make it so when you have trade ports that are on adjacent planets, you get more of a bonus out of them, rather than making it so it's a weird micromanaging thing where people have to constantly move units.
Shoot him down.
Surprised they haven't retreated yet.
Open
They've got
fire.
us targeted.
Attack that target.
Where's our cover?
Attacking target.
Skip ray reporting. Target those lasers. Going for their lasers.
No, nothing's transparent. There's just ice particles on this map. Those aren't stars.
Get behind them. I have them now. I'm on. Skip ray blast boat here. How about a little help?
There's the ice version of that, and then there's also a volcanic one.
Fire at will.
Whether or not we'll still use those anywhere once we've done the some of the planet art and map reworks that we're doing, I'm not sure, but okay, so we did lose a Dreadnought, Indefatigable, Jump Gate, and Melanie's Pride.
Tactical battle imminent.
Should have just dropped everything to the ground, but oh well.
Inbound.
Hopefully they don't have an interdictor. They do not.
Transport standing by.
Preparing for jump to light speed.
As you wish.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
I might have to move these guys over here and move these guys down there to clear that off.
Construction.
Because that's kind of the strike breakers we kind of need.
Tactical battle imminent.
They're invading in core again.
T2B over.
Oh, not again. We just got this planet.
On it, sir. I copy.
Copy. Advancing. Squad, move out.
Sensor node constructing.
Armor standing
Construction
by.
complete.
I copy.
Construction complete.
way, sir.
Armor ready. Ready to roll. Course plotted.
On my way.
Adjust.
There's one of the maps that's a little bit too big, in my opinion.
Scanning area.
Advance.
Order acknowledged.
Incoming. Roger that. Forward. Form up. Right away. Moving out.
Support order
Heading out.
acknowledged. Scouting. Yes, Commander.
Awaiting orders. Fall out, troops. Let's move out. I've got him in my sight. Let's
Moving
go.
to secondary position.
Okay, we do need to look out for the AT-AT.
Support order acknowledged.
There it is.
Engaging enemy. Copy. Keep going.
So we're gonna get a bombing run in a second,
Order, sir.
right on top of our units.
This way. Target in range. Unit destroyed. Over there.
Scouting area.
Unit destroyed. Force spotted. Take cannon charge. Quiet. Adjusting navigomputer.
Yes, sir. Ready to go.
Reporting. Advancing. Advance.
Right away.
Attack. Target acquired. Fire. Forward.
Hey! You got it.
Construction.
And
complete.
Mustafar, Hoth. These are all going to be relatively easier to
Tactical
take.
battle imminent.
Dreadnought cruiser
Squadron moving out.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Tactical battle imminent.
Eh. Just Coronas. Oh, they had an Empress. That sucks. Sorry, Mike. Defiler still died.
Vehicle in production. Vehicle in production.
Unit in production.
Moving. Invasion commencing. Enemy base shields up.
moving out.
Heading out.
At
Order
maximum
acknowledged.
unit capacity.
Reporting. Squad, advance. Awaiting orders. Move out.
Yes, sir. Engines activated. Yes, Commander.
Right, how many slots was this planet?
Receiving orders.
I thought it was only like 2.
As you wish. Squadron moving out.
We've come across enemy units.
Blast them out.
Stupid
Let's
OP
proceed.
strike breakers.
Attacking. Command received. Right away.
Ready. Yes, sir. Right away.
Ready. Moving out. Lancet standing by. Heading out. Destination ahead. Aerial artillery reporting.
Bombing run available.
Oh, hold on.
Ready for orders. Let's move out. At the ready. Ready to receive orders. Comlink active.
Reporting in.
Roger that.
Need an AA turret.
Firing. Awaiting orders. Copy.
We can't hit these.
Roger that.
Turret
I
constructing.
copy. Keep going. This way.
This is dumb.
Situation untenable. All forces withdraw.
Alright, so much for that. We don't really have anything that can do AA as this faction right now.
Constructing unit.
The Strikebreakers are supposed to, but they can't yet.
Constructing.
Most things are supposed to, but not all of them can yet. Right, I guess we're not taking Balsivus right now. We'll take I2 first.
Invasion commencing. Choose your reinforcements.
Heading out. Order acknowledged. Heading out.
Maximum unit capacity.
We'll try to get some hover vans and see if they can hit them.
Form up. Moving to that area.
Oh. They just had the scout bikes.
Building
That
started.
makes life easier. Ooh, Morja is another
Target
easy
destroyer
target.
reporting in.
But I don't think we'll go there yet. Sadly. Okay, let's leave that for now.
Ready to go.
Command received.
Because Von Dark and Sinrapsix are pretty well defended for us. So, yeah.
Construction complete. Tactical battle imminent.
And the thing about the level 1 planets is that we can be pretty sure that they are not going to have Eladus and stuff.
They're in this direction.
I'm really not sure what the most cost-effective ship for the NR is.
Firing.
Okay, well that's
Reporting
unfortunate.
in, sub.
Choose your reinforcements.
Because cost-effective is a very specific thing.
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements en route.
Like, best is definitely Nebula,
Reinforcements en
but
route.
I don't know if that's the most cost-effective.
Reinforcements en route.
Just having
We're on the move.
fence. We're gonna have a lot of fighters.
Reinforcements en route.
Let's bring in our Gozantes.
En route. Reinforcements en route.
Right. Turn in.
Target priority is the laser cannons. Assault frigate here. Target those lasers.
Because technically,
Attacking.
the MTC is the most cost-effective ship. I think it was actually the most cost-effective ship in the mod in 2.2, which is part of why the AI spams them. But no one would advise that you spam an MTC as an actual strategy.
Target priority is the laser cannons. Awaiting orders. The lasers are our target.
Enemies in range. Target locked.
Where are you?
Eliminating target.
Weapons charged. Excellent shot. So many
I
targets.
guess we'll target the Wolans with that.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
The changes to ship heights that has happened since this playthrough, since this playthrough started, have definitely helped with pathfinding. And then there's also one other thing we can do that should help a fair bit with pathfinding.
Stay in formation.
Ready.
Oh, you're dead.
Eliminating
The
target.
lasers
get
are
in
our
there.
target.
I got fighters on me. This is bad. I'm not paid enough for this.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Get over
Our
here
target
now.
priority is the
Well,
laser.
you may as well just fire at their ships right now, because
The
that's
lasers are our target.
causing our problems.
Coming around.
Gladiator at
I'm
your
hit. I can't stay out here. They've got us targeted.
Our engine is down.
I'm running out of maneuvers.
Our Our target priority is the
Well, MTCs aren't supposed to be combat ships.
Losing my engine.
They're basically
The lasers are our target.
utility ships and freighters and
Target
stuff.
priority is the laser cannons.
Like
I'm getting torn apart.
Enemies in range.
Can anyone else see him?
general logistical
The
functions.
lasers are our target.
Target locked.
Active. Commencing attack.
Then we turned them into carriers because a lot of that stuff doesn't matter in the AW that they could actually do.
In formation.
Where are you?
Eliminating target.
They've disabled our laser. Our target priority is the laser cannons. The lasers are our target.
3, we can bring in Proton Star and Debt Collector.
Excellent shot.
Our target priority is the laser
Someone
cannons.
cover me. I got fighters on me.
Destroy the enemies. Those torpedo launchers must be destroyed. The lasers are our target.
Intercepting.
Get over here and help.
Formation.
I copy. Target sighted.
Eliminating.
Like there's clearly a big box right there they can fit in.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Location confirmed. Stay in formation.
The lasers are our target.
I'm under attack.
Reporting.
Weapons online. I got one. I'm in a tight spot.
Here, I'm gonna move you up. You're just gonna stop.
I'm hit. Roger that. Target locked. I've spotted them. Yes, sir.
Eliminating target.
Shoot him down.
Awaiting instruction.
They've got us targeted.
Attack.
Actually, no, we still have that to kill. So focus over there.
Target those lasers.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
How about a little help?
Are you HVing the Bullet 3?
Can anyone else see him?
You are.
Ready. Fire.
I'm on.
Send the coordinates.
Coming around.
I got one.
Our target priority is the laser cannons. The lasers are our target.
Enemies in range.
Command is in attack run.
Target locked.
Yes, Commander.
Getting a lock. Intercepting. Eliminating
Right.
target.
Not just that, Golan. I'm gonna speed up.
Formation.
Target locked. Where are you?
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
There we go. We lost Heaven's Fence and Lord Hoth's Resolve, but we killed a good amount of stuff there. Oh, there was an Architect.
Construction.
Alright, so that is going to do it for our first recording here tonight. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. For those of you watching during the stream recording on Twitch, we'll be resuming in about 2 minutes here, so sit tight.